If you were to ask any boy, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, where do you want to be when you're 25, 30? Where do you want to be? They're going to say, big house, fast car, beautiful wife. That's what they're going to say. Every single one. And slowly, the programming of the Matrix beats this dream out of men.
Yep.
It beats it out of men till they get to my age and they're fat with a woman who doesn't love them, who's unattractive, who's a low quality person, who drags them down, works a dead end job, and their wife is in their ear saying, oh, you shouldn't watch Tristan and Andrew Tate. Those guys haven't grown up. Growing up is an analogy for having the aspiration that every boy has beaten out of them and accepting the programming of the Matrix. Let me tell the young men out there, you need to be able to identify low quality friends and cut them off and curate the people around you into a group of winners, a group of men who want to go out there and achieve the same things as you. And the journey to the top not only won't be lonely, but it will be far easier. I saw a TikTok of him recently saying, hey Andrew, I may be fat and blah, blah, but I have a wife, a woman chose me. And that one line, I just thought, a woman chose me. When you're a man at the top, you get to choose the women that you want to be with. A woman chose you, well done. Like his dynamic is so wrong, even in that one line, which is one of the only things I've ever heard this guy say, by the way. So when you say I don't have social media, I don't have a TikTok account.
Neither do I.
I don't have a TikTok account. I'm not that big in consuming social media because I feel like my use for social media is I feel like I have a good message to put out there. So I concentrate on content creation rather than content consumption. The advice is hang around with people who have a good mindset. I was with my brother and I was like, oh, Andrew, I just completed this round. It's 41 kills, 1 death. That's pretty cool. Andrew looks at me from the couch. I swear to God, looks over at me and goes, yeah, Tristan, but it doesn't matter, does it? I don't know, fuck, it doesn't matter, does it? And I turned that game off and I don't think I've ever spent more than 10 minutes playing a video game ever since that day. So hang around better people. You know, if you're wasting your life, if you're wasting your talents, if you're sitting there jerking off all day, if you're sitting around dudes who are talking about who their favorite porn star is, leave that group of friends. Cut low quality people out of your life, and slowly, as you go out into the world and apply yourself at different things that are more useful, you'll probably find out that you're not as useless as you think. Or you might be, in which case, you know, we all need someone to flip the burgers and wash the cars, so I'll tip you heavily, my friend, don't worry. Guys, open your eyes. When I say, don't be a brokey, learn how to make some money, level up, you know, it's not about money necessarily. It's about, I believe if you're a young man in this world and you don't have your financial situation together and you're not part of the top 1%, then you're not going to attract the top 1% women. You're not going to meet the women with low body counts who want to love you and start a family with you. If you stay a low quality man, you're going to meet a low quality woman, start a low quality family, and have a low quality life. But I say it in an abrasive way, and people will cut clips of me or my brother saying, oh, you know, don't be broke, make some more money, you know, you don't want to be a broke, you don't want to be a loser. But I'm not trying to upset anyone. I'm just trying to show people the way that I think is to a better life and a more productive, more healthy, more happy life. The media, I think, is so spun so negatively against me and Andrew. I try to empower young men to stay away from toxic people. I'm not talking about toxic women. I will say 9 times on a podcast, look, if your friends are sitting around smoking drugs, if your friends, your male friends are losers, if your male friends have no ambition, if your male friends are fat and overweight and keep you from going to the gym, stay away from them. And then on the same podcast once, I'll say, yeah, if you have a girl, if you have a woman who, you know, is trying to control you and is overeating and is lazy and doesn't like you going to the gym and is a bit of a slob, you need to cut her off. And it's, oh my God, Tristan's misogynistic. It's selective hearing. I'm trying to teach young men to stay away from low quality people. Men and women, male and female. But they'll soundbite the bits where I talk about low quality women, because low quality people of all races, genders, sexes, they exist. And you need to stay away from all of them. I never wanted to be a multimillionaire. Andrew once said to me, famously, Tristan, if we could just find a way to make, this is before the internet, if we could just find a way to make like 50, 100 pounds a day from home, that would alleviate a lot of our problems. Start small. Because as you climb the mountain and you reach where you wanted to reach, you realize that there are new mountains to climb. There are new mountains to climb for me right now. And I'm at a level that a lot of people can't even dream of getting to. But you see it. It opens new doors when you accomplish the goals that you're aiming for. And it opens your eyes to what's possible from there. So don't think I want to be a multimillionaire. Think, okay, I want some financial independence. I want to work 20 hours at the fast food store instead of 40, but supplement my income from home. Okay, I've done that. Now I have more free time. Where do I go from here? So don't think how am I going to become a multimillionaire. Think of your short-term goals. Make sure your mother works less, buy yourself some nicer clothes, live in a better apartment, and think of how you can make those things happen. And as you go up in value as a man, you'll learn a lot about yourself, and from then you can tackle bigger goals.
When people say things like money doesn't buy happiness, I would say yes, it actually does if you know what to buy. Lamborghinis are cool, Bugattis are cool, but calling your mother and say, hey mom, you're working that shitty job in that kitchen, washing those dishes, you know what, you never have to work again. That's happiness.
Yeah.
And no amount of being broke with good feelings, goodwill, or praise is going to make that happen. It takes money to make things like that happen.
That's a good
I think it's about you have to know what to buy, and you have to know what's really important in the world. When I needed this surgery on my shoulder, I called the same surgeon who did Conor McGregor's leg and Roger Federer's elbow. I paid $45,000 to go get the procedure done. That's happiness. I don't want some fucking NHS surgeon fucking around with my arm. I only got 2 arms. I can't afford to fuck one up. So yeah, it depends. If you know what to buy, if you know what to spend it on. But chasing material possessions it's fun, but it's not necessarily happiness. But I was always a very happy, content individual. So now I'm happy and content and rich as fuck. So it's great.
Look, genetics, intellect, wit. There are various things that we're all born with, and when you get to the age of 12, 13, you can see who's becoming a man with physicality, who's becoming a man who's smart. Yes, some people have further to go than other people. I know people who are genetically blessed, guys who never ever train, and they've got iron 6-packs and big arms all the time. That guy obviously does not have to try as hard as the skinny little dork to be physically attractive to women. He has to try probably not very hard at all. Maybe he's 6'4", like me. But let me tell you something. Everybody can get there. If you're dumb, you can get smarter. If you are weak, you can get stronger. It's just some people are so far gone in terms of being a strong guy, they're 2 out of 10. Now, instead of realizing that they need to work in the gym 3 hours a day, every day for 5 years to be a physically imposing man, they think, oh, well, I haven't got the genetics, I give up. So yeah, you can actually turn a geek into a stud. If someone's a geek, it takes a lot more work than turning a guy who's not quite a stud into a stud. But you only get one body and you only get one life, so you need to get up, stand in front of the mirror, take your shirt off, look at yourself, and think, how far do I have to go? What do I need to change about myself to be the man? I do it every day. Maybe there's a lot you need to change, maybe there's only a little bit you need to change.
You made a point previously saying that you can't be 5'8" and an alpha. I never said that, and I don't think anyone here has said that. I'm 5'9". What do you think short guys should attain to be? Obviously not betas. Now, we were speaking 10 minutes ago about a very good friend of ours. Shout out to my boy, Prince, my homeboy, who is a G. And he's what, 5'7"? Turbo G. We were literally discussing this an hour ago in our own private conversations. So, Justin, I know you're the second tallest here. You're the same height as Andrew.
So I actually have a really strong opinion about this because I think a lot of guys give up at like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", all this bullshit. Bro, listen, if I was 5'8", living in Indiana today, I would go to the gym, get a good job, handle my fashion, handle fitness, handle all these different things. And look, you will be, I like to say, happier than a dog with 2 dicks with your 3'7" girlfriend. You don't need a 10. Plus, I'll tell you another thing about a 10. There's shit to be around.
Hard work.
You could have 3 10s and 3 7s in Indiana and probably be just as happy or if not more happy than if you had 3 10s.
And 3 7s is 21 anyway, so that's better than most dudes with a 10.
Yeah, with your King Ranch Ford. Quit fucking crying. Do it, bro. Because most any men would take 3 girls that were amazing to them, want to be around them all the time. And like, dude, being short is not a reason to quit at all. And Prince is a great example of that.
He is.
Because he's not tall, but he has literally maxed out everything from fitness, fashion, style. He does stuff for me.
Yeah, he's a
in business.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a war room guy. He's truly legit. He's a shining example of the short guy that's a pussy. He is screaming "fuck you" by his actions.
Yep.
But he is not crying about it.
Yeah, correctly. But another way to view the world, it's just a wrong way to view the world. Every man understands you shouldn't be complaining about things you cannot change. You have to play the cards you're dealt. I can't be a cowboy, right? Justin's a cowboy, right? I can't be an Australian. Sterling's an Australian. I can't be a dickhead. Tristan's addicted. you have to accept your role and you have to play it, right? To be born a certain height and then to sit there and go, what do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You become the best version of yourself, just like everyone else does. We're all born, okay, let's say we were all blessed with height at this table. We still had to become the best version of ourselves. If I was only 6'3" and didn't achieve any of the other things I've achieved, none of you would be watching this podcast right now.
True.
Nothing about the height is in and of itself enough value for me to be a valuable man. As a man, you build your value. You are born with the cards you're dealt. Sure, it'd be ideal. Look, I'd love to be 7 foot tall. I'm not. So it's the same argument. You can only become the best version of yourself, and to sit there and to constantly complain about it is a feminine frame. If you're 5'2", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected, and funny and charismatic and interesting and witty. If you're 6'4", you need to become rich, strong, well-connected. It's the same game. So to sit there and complain about it is asinine.
In fact,
asinine is the word of the day.
Asinine is the word of the day. Now, Sterling, this is the first time ever in Romania a fan has come up to you and recognized you. And what did you say?
He was a good-looking dude,
handsome,
tall, full head of hair. But he was, I'm being honest, scrawny, bad fashion, bad haircut. He had, you said it, God's given him all these tools, advantages, and he hasn't taken advantage.
Yep. He's folding on a handful of aces. He's got 4 aces, he's folding them.
Yeah. But all of you, listen, ladies and gentlemen, and this is extremely important, all of you have a handful of aces. I don't think you understand that bacteria could have stolen your eyesight at the age of fucking 3. You could have been in a car crash at 4 years old and lost your legs. You have any understanding of how lucky you have been. This is pure luck. There's only luck has kept you fully able-bodied, sitting there, capable of learning and listening and becoming something. And then you're going to sit there and pretend you don't have a pocket full of aces? You have a pocket full of aces along with everybody else. Every single person here is about to tell you a story of hardship. I would actually guarantee that most of the people watching this podcast had a better start than most of us.
100%.
And here we are. So you have to, this whole frame I don't like. It's a question I get a lot. What do I do if I'm not rich? What do I do if I'm not tall? What do I do if I'm not handsome? I'm uninterested. We're not females. If you come to me and say, I'm an ugly chick, what do I do? That's a genuine question, because then you're fucked, right? But if you're an ugly man, that's not real, because you can become scary. You don't need to be good looking. You can be scary as hell. You can just be a monster. That's fine. You don't have to be handsome if you're scary, right? You don't really need to be that tall if you're important and rich. And when you walk in the room, you think when fucking Mayweather walks in the room, people give a shit? That's Mayweather.
Yeah, he's 5'3" or something, isn't he? He's tiny.
He's tiny.
Yeah, people shut the fuck up.
That's right. So this whole narrative, this whole frame, the fact you even ask that question shows that you're fundamentally broken. So fix that. Fix that frame in your mind. You are viewing yourself as a short man. Stop it. Because then she's going to view you as a short man. Walk the fuck up and be the man. That's the answer to the question. There's no other answer to give you. You can't change it. That's the answer.